Hello, my name is Thomas Ramberg. Here's my ID, and I will be doing my culture project today on the country of Thailand. So, to start off, some quick facts about the country. Its official name is the Kingdom of Thailand. It's located in Southeast Asia. It has a population of 69.8 million as of 2020. It's a part of the APEC and ASEAN trade blocs. It has a GDP of 501.8 billion as of 2020. Its main exports include machinery, electrical equipment, and vehicles, and its currency is the Thai baht. So, appointment alert. Business meetings and appointments are usually set up by written invitation and then usually followed up by a phone call to confirm them. Business meetings and its details should always be made well in advance. And punctuality is very important in Thai culture. And so being on time is expected for these meetings. And it's also very important to develop a personal, like strong connection and relationship with the people you're going into business with beforehand. And because of this, a lot of like business like meetings will occur without any business being discussed or like anything getting done, and they'll solely be used to solely be focused on like building personal relationships with the people. So on to business dress. Appearance is also very important in Thailand, and their business attire over there is formal and conservative. Men should wear dark colored, lightweight suits with white long sleeve shirts and a tie to go with it, while women should wear plain and conservative dresses or suits, and if they're wearing skirts, they should always be at least knee length or longer, and their shoulders should always be covered no matter what. Conversation and communication. Small talk and like joking around and good humor is very common, even in professional settings like business meetings. Um, they address people by using the word kun before the person's first name. Thais are also generally soft spoken people, and they don't like to be direct or assertive or confrontational, so it's best to avoid those when talking to them. They like to keep the peace and remain friendly and humble. Um, Thais are also indirect communicators, so body language and nonverbal communication is key when talking to them, such as smiling. Smiling is very important when communicating with a Thai person, as smiling can mean many different things, such as a thank you, an apology, a greeting, friendliness, happiness, or even embarrassment. Another thing is don't make like big exaggerated hand gestures when talking to someone, and don't give like really direct and intense eye contact either. It's okay to give a little, but not too much. On the topic of gift giving, giving gifts is not always necessary, but when you do give a gift, like it's really appreciated, so you can't go wrong there. Um, it's also not common to open a gift in front of the gift giver. They like to instead, open it on their own time and kind of like save it for later. When giving or receiving gifts, some things you should know is that you should neatly wrap them in gold, yellow, or red colors, and avoid wrapping them in black, blue, or green, as these colors are associated a lot with funerals. And when giving or receiving a gift, give or receive with either your right or both hands. Never use just your left hand, as like using just your left hand only is kind of like taboo in Thailand. And finally, some acceptable gifts include flowers, fruit, chocolate, alcohol, and books. When negotiating or making a deal in Thailand, some things you should know is that Thais expect long-term commitments and they are short-term oriented, meaning they focus on a lot on short-term success rather than the long term. And they're very cooperative. They're open to compromising, and they're always willing to hear, what you have to say, and willing to hear many different ideas and arguments. However, because of this, negotiations can be slow and take a lot of time. So just be patient and avoid making any negative expressions or comments that could like turn them away, turn them off, or anything. And finally, expect like a lot of bargaining and like going back and forth to find the best business deal, simply just because Thais like to bargain. And so, yeah, I just expect that as well. So, now on to prosperous entertaining. Like lunch or like dinner is like a common setting for, business entertainment, and these are always like used to again help build those strong relationships, as it's very important in Thai culture. Also, when eating food, don't eat with chopsticks. Thailand is actually one of like the only East Asian countries that don't use chopsticks. Instead, usually use a fork and a spoon. And it's also common to like transfer your food into your rice bowl and like mix the food with rice and eat it that way. And then when you're finished eating, you should always leave like a small amount of food left on your plate. That this shows that you're full. And then put your utensils down on your plate as well. This shows that you're finished eating and yeah, you're done. And also when eating out at a restaurant in Thailand, never offer to split the bill, as the host always pays the full amount. And finally, on public behavior, greet people by put Thai people, they greet each other by putting the palms of their hands together and bowing like this. This is called a YWAI. And foreigners, they're not like required to give one, but if one is given to them, they should always return it. And some other things you should know is that you should always take your shoes off before entering someone's home. Always show the utmost respect to the royal family, the Buddhist religion, and the older population. You should also never point in public. Um, Also, don't touch like the opposite sex or show affection in public. This can even as far as hugging. Um, and never touch someone's head or pass something over it, because the head is considered to be like sacred and like the most important part of the human body. And yeah, these are all my references. And thank you for listening to my speech.